What is good, everybody? Merkel Moman on the scene. Welcome back to the Half Size Up podcast. You have now been listening in to us for 19 shows, and we are now at episode 20. And as you know by now, we are a weekly podcast for sneaker news, UK releases, global sneaker trends, and all things in between. Today's podcast is brought to you in conjunction with the Pink Miracle Shoe Cleaner, the original shoe cleaner since 1985. With me each and every week, I have my co-host Dean Still.
What's going on?
And this week, the homie Ash Bash, he's currently getting some deep dental treatment. So shout out to him. Hope he gets better. But yeah, he's had a bit of a mare with his tooth. So he's gone for a little minor operation. So hopefully we get the homie back next week. So yeah, that's why he couldn't join us on today's podcast. Instead, we do have an HSU clutch 4th-Man subbing in for Ash Bash. He's actually someone who's been on the podcast historically, and he was actually our first ever feature on Half Size Up. So let's give it up for Mr. Dan Batchelor, aka @DanBatch. Thanks for subbing in, bro.
No, always pleasure to
The
be
hero,
on.
the legend.
It's good to finally speak to you guys, man. It's been a while.
For real. What has it been? When did we get you on? We must have got you in.
Must have been like March. I think it was like just before Air Max Day.
I think it was episode 5, maybe episode
4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, a big thank you for subbing in for the homie Ash. It's kind of like John Paxson and Steve Kerr, like shooting the clutch free instead of Mike. So we've got the fourth guy off the bench. He subbed in and he's ready to play. So let's make this one a good one, lads. This week, we've seen releases in the Nike Dunk Low Zebra, the New Balance Cross Paperboy 992, a Yeezy 350 Boost in the Mono Mist colorway, an Air Max 90 Polka Dot Pack released in 2 colorways, and yesterday, the Air Jordan 4 Cross 30th Anniversary Union online raffle dropped. Did anyone catch a dub? Who knows?
Bro, that thing was a shambles. Like from the minute they said it, innit? Like you just knew there was gonna be people, and then I saw the tweets, people with 5K entries and shit like that. Yeah, just crazy.
Bro, I think according to my browser, my credit card's still validating. That's been like 10 hours.
Oh yeah, mine did that as well. I gave up.
Yeah, I've left it.
Yeah.
Same here. So we got a message from Craig actually. Shout out CDD84. He messaged at like 1:30 a.m. It's like, everyone try your card now. It seems to be going through. Bruh, up until now, mine's still validated.
Yeah, mine don't go through.
So like,
it's mad.
The missus was like, can you just let's just close that tab, because like that's just not going to happen anymore. Like, I'm just going to accept the L and let's just keep it moving, lads. Anywho, all in all, some freaking dope releases this past week and a lot more to discuss in today's episode. But for now, let's get stuck into our first segment, in which we would like to call Favorite Shoe You Wore Last Week. In this segment, we talk about our most favorite shoe that we've worn last week. And today we've got Dean to get the ball rolling. So Dean, what was yours, man?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Nike Vomero 5 SP Cross A Cold Wool in the sail colorway. Now, do you know what? This shoe's funny because like, when I wear this around like people who aren't into shoes, like, I wore these to work, and then people are like, "Oh, those are nice," and then I turn around, they see the jetpack on the back, and they're like, "Whoa, what's that?" So, do you know what though? I love this shoe because take away like the comfort and the shape of the Vomero. There's so many different materials, like so many different things going on, so many different types of material, and it's just a really well made shoe. And what I like about it is that as it's exposed to oxygen, as it's exposed to air, it naturally ages, and you see it start with like the lining, and it's a really, really nicely, tastefully done aging process. So I'm gonna go with that shoe. It's a weird shoe. Not a lot of people like it, but I'm a big fan.
That's a fire shoe though. Like I don't think I've seen anyone else rock it like the way you rock it. And I'm not
Yeah,
just trying to be nice neither. Like I actually think you drop it
too kind.
like so clean as well. Especially if it does have the rechargeable jetpack at the back. But
It does.
um,
It does.
you
I've
know what it
I've
does
heard a lot
remind
about the comfort. I heard a lot about the comfort.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're like easily one of the most comfortable shoes I've ever
yeah.
really like worn, especially from Nike.
Mm.
They're well above and beyond.
What was that dunk that Virgil had come out? It does remind me of that shoe a lot. Can't even remember. It's like silver and blue with the gum bottom.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the
Is
rubber
that
dunk.
rubber dunk? There you go. It kind of reminds me of that. Just the uppers, like the
Mm.
way it's shaped and everything. But yeah, that shoe very fire when Dean has it on. So
I,
big, big, big splash for that one, man. Dan, what did you wear last week that was heaters level for you, man?
Yeah, like I think there was a few things like obviously sort of we're kind of semi back to normal now, and so I've been back into work, so I've been able to get more pairs out, which has been nice. But obviously the weather's been a bit hit and miss. Like it was like heat wave at the beginning of the week, and it was raining and whatever. So for me, I got out the Air Max ones, of course, the six, the Canada pair.
Oh,
Um, yeah, like because the material on them, like the thing is, they're still obviously an Air Max one, so you get the comfort. But then in terms of material, the toe box is like I can't remember what they call it. It's like tech something, but it's like a ballistic mesh, so it's like really thick.
yeah.
And then like a rubberized kind of around the toe box. It's yeah, so nice. And obviously they're just a nice pair, man. So good.
when did you get those?
Recently. So actually
Oh,
they popped up on eBay.
no way.
But I can't remember when it was. You know what? It wasn't long ago at all. Literally, like within the last kind of couple of weeks, month or so. Um, and also, like at the same time, there was a bit of a grail pop up. There was a bit of a funny story of it. It was the I can't even pronounce it. Urawa, like the kind of the dragon, the Japanese pair that came out like back in 2004. And I was
Yeah.
bidding on them at the same time. And someone else on Instagram got them as well. And they messaged me the other week. It was like, was this the pair from eBay? I was like, yeah. And it was like, yeah, you outbid me on that. I was like, yeah, but you outbid me on the other pair, so it's fine. Um, but yeah, they had
That,
to come up.
some proper like full circle moment, isn't
Yeah,
it?
proper. Like I went on their Instagram page. It was the last post. I was like, all right,
What
well, at least I know where to come to look at them.
what year did that pair come out, man?
What the six?
Yeah.
2015, I think it was 2014,
Ooh,
15. I think it was 15.
time
That's it.
flies, man.
Mm,
For real,
Yeah.
for
yeah,
real.
massively.
Dope pair you wore last week. For me, lads, it was something quite generic actually. I just felt like I hadn't worn them in a really, really long time. But I wore a pair of the St. John Dunk Lows from what is this 2020, I suppose. Yeah. And do you know what? You can like I have been wearing like the other dunks, like the pandas and stuff like that, and the UNLVs. When I put these St. John's on, you can just tell like immediately how much better like the SP versions are to these like generic like the GR versions. Like the whole sort of padding around the ankle collar, etc., and like the softness of the leather. Like it's not like super great materials in general, anyway. But you can just tell like there's such a big difference between like these collegiate pairs that compared to these GR pairs that have recently been coming out and whatnot. Redone the laces on them so it was inside to outside because I think by default, like when I literally just wore them out the box when I got them initially, they're laced outside to inside, so I kind of relaced them again, and just wanted to just re-establish them again into my rotation. So chuck them at the front of the door so that I can see them, and then like I've kind of been wearing them. I've worn them 2 days in a row actually, which was quite nice. So yeah, all dope pairs worn last week. Don't forget, guys, to use the FSYWLW hashtag so that you can get featured on the HSU story. Moving on to the next segment, lads. Here at Half Size Up, and we have Sneaker News of the Week. Today's sneaker news of the week, we have the community's love stroke hate sneaker designer, Mr. Virgil Abloh. Here we go, boys. So
Yeah, man,
Virgil's
Virgil.
finally so Virgil's finally unveiled his Nike Dunk campaign, the 50 in inverted commas. Digital signage was advertised in some of the world's most major cities, including New York, Milan, Paris, LA, and our very own London in Brick Lane. There will be 50 colorways released and each dunk will sport the same sort of main colorway in a sail stroke gray type theme. The only thing that distinguishes themselves from each other will be obviously size, the overlace, the tongue, the off-white tab on the heel counter, and a badge on the midsole that states the X number of 50. And one other thing, the 50th pair that will be released will be an all black pair, therefore making it making that particular sneaker the super limited ones, I suppose, as you can say. My question is here, lads. I mean, are you messing with this release? Does Virgil?
You know what? When the first leaks came out, Virgil said, he tweeted, "Oh, you all thought I could make that many bad colorways," and
Bruh.
then he comes and he has. It's like, you did, bro. I don't know what what is that. What is this collaboration? Like, I don't even. I don't,
Bro.
I don't know if I'm getting old or like this is so corny to me. Like, the shoes corny, like the concept is corny, like the way they're all limited, and like the way they're all like have like kind of similar stock levels and shit. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I ain't digging it.
Do you remember the first drop? Yeah, we were kind of gassed about, the Pine Green pair, the Michigan, the UNLV pair. And we were just like, well, I wasn't aghast, but like a couple of the other lads were. And obviously, Dean, you wanted a pair and I managed to secure you a pair, which was dope. But back at that time when like Dunks was still a bit low key and it wasn't off like collab, we were like a bit more, like excited for it, a bit more.
Oh yeah,
hyped
he
for
hadn't
it.
done one, and like he was picking colorways that had stories, and he was picking like,
classic colours.
yeah, and he was like the way he did the UNLV pair, like there was a big story behind that's colorway, and that hadn't been done in a long time, and there was something to it,
100%.
I don't get what this is.
This is, I mean, how can you just come out with 49 pairs that are just same color palette, white, gray, sort of mid soles, aged, whatnot, and then just change the little accessories? I mean, I don't know. Is there a lack of like creativity? Do you think Virgil wasn't given like, I don't know, like full control over this release?
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I mean, for me in general, like dunks this year, I'm done. Like, I can't keep up with it, and like it's too much. Like they've basically become how the Yeezys were at the end of like 2018 or whatever it was. It was just like every week there's a new pair and it's a slightly different take on the color. Like, I swear I've seen the same sort of light pink pair come out like 3-4 times.
Yeah,
I'm sure they have, but I don't know. Maybe I've just stopped paying attention to it. But as for this release, like I'm not massively interested. Like, if it comes up on my because they're saying that everyone will get, or not everyone, but like quite a few people will get like the sneakers, like early access, right? The exclusive access. If it pops up on there, I'll probably check out, like, and and get a pair come through. I'm not gonna jump through hoops for it. I'm not gonna go out my way for it. But it's weird. I'm not
yeah.
a huge fan of it. I don't know if it's lazy or if it's just kind of, I don't know. I genuinely don't. But like, he's a bit of a genius at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Because he's got people talking about it regardless. And I think this time around, it seems to be more about the actual release, like, mechanism, because I think that's going to be pretty crazy. Like,
how is that? Yeah, how is that going to release? That was like my next question. Man. Like, are they going to do it over like 50 weeks or something?
like over a whole year, like. they like on there was pictures a few weeks back. I can't quite remember when it was, and I think a few people have posted about it. I know, like Caf official Insta, like big shout out to him because he posts quite a lot of information. He posted something about them, and it seems like there's this kind of numbers and like a lot system, and like it's strange, man. I don't really know how it's going to work, but I know I don't want to take 50 L's all on one Saturday morning because that's a lot of notifications to come through. But I don't know. I it does
I
seem
mean,
lazy, especially as it's the same color all the
do you
way
know what?
through.
It feels like it's going to be one of them crepes. Like if you can get for retail, then
Mm,
you will just cop just
just
just because.
because.
Yeah, just because. And I don't know, like how can you how can you distinguish which like colorways you actually want to go for? Like if you did want to go for them,
But I think
like
that's the thing. I don't think you'll be able to. I think it's going to be
exactly.
like some really kind of mystery drop kind of thing,
Yeah,
which
defo.
is it's an interesting release, and I'm definitely paying attention to it for that. But am I going to get involved? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Like I said, if it pops up as here's like exclusive access, or like you said, a retail pair falls in your hands. Like for me, the original Dunk Drop, I didn't really care for it. Like, and then
Yeah.
I saw Dean had the green pair, and I was like, oh, actually, you know what? I've messed up a bit here because they're really nice.
Yeah.
And then a guy at work, he had the UNLV pair, and he was like, they don't really fit me. I don't want them. Do you want them for the retail? I was like, yeah, I'll take them. Like, do you know, if that happens, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
am I gonna kind of go all out for it? Probably not.
I hear you. I hear you. I don't know, like I think if this was like a last hurrah for Virgil, then like fair enough. But like if this is what's gonna keep happening like year after year after year, that's just boring, isn't it? It's proper
Yeah,
like it's jarring if it's gonna keep on if it's gonna keep on like
I
being
just think
released.
Nike have like completely annihilated any excitement a lot of people have for dunks now. Like
yeah.
it's like I can't go out and I don't see a pair of dunks on people.
Mm.
And it's not even just that, it's like the volume of color. Every week there's another blue shade.
Well,
There's been
the UNC
so
pair
many. Yeah.
didn't that drop like at the beginning? Oh no, that was Coastal. So it
Nah,
had the
yeah, but
different
it was the
color
same.
Nike.
It had the same, but it had a gold tongue tab and a
Yeah,
gold
no.
like heel tab. And like there's been so many pairs now, like the Game Royal, and they're all trash quality. And
Yeah, I've
like
heard that.
this made me like look at the dunks I actually have, and I'm like, do I want to just cut ties already, like, and just like keep a couple of pairs that are really cool, and like leave the
This
rest
is
because
it.
everyone's collections is looking the same. Like all the people that
Massively.
started collecting in the last couple of years, their
It's the
collections
same
are
stuff.
Jordan ones, Dunk highs and lows, and then the occasional 6 or 3 depending on the collab. Right, so like
Mm.
Yeah.
that's what everyone's got at the moment. It's so boring, and this 50 just like really like just feeds into that, doesn't it? So
Yeah.
You're right.
yeah,
So I think someone worked out how much it would cost. It might have been one of the guys from the panel to get all 50, and it was like £1,700, or no, it was some stupid amount. It was more than that. It can't have been £1,700. It was more than that. But it was like someone's gonna go for all 50. Of
Oh
course they
yeah,
are.
you're gonna see the like
It's a big
some
will.
community members like you're gonna see the bait ones where it's just like they're gonna have a ring of fire, heat
A
of
ring on the
fire.
same shoe
Exactly. Yeah, just
in
a
the same
different.
color.
Yeah, I don't
No.
know, man. I think Dean is sort of bang on, man, because it really has just killed the buzz for the dunk. Like that's why for me, I've just stuck with my collegiate colorways, the Syracuse, St. John's, and a UNLV that I got. I got pandas as well, but I think
See, I like
literally,
them.
yeah, yeah, just an easy everyday sneaker, innit?
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
but them pandas, the quality is awful, man.
Yeah.
So bad.
yeah, it's terrible,
Um,
terrible. But they're nice. Like, but the problem is, yeah, right,
no,
they're really nice, but I see them everywhere,
Yep.
everywhere. Like, it just makes me not want to wear mine. Honestly, it just really makes me not want to wear them. It's like nothing worse than like going out and there's like 3, 4 people in the same shoe as you, man.
See, this is it. And we've said this like time and time again, but this is why people are branching out, of outside of the swoosh, outside of Nike. They're just moving away to other brands. So, I
But
think, I don't know.
I think the
We'll
thing is
see.
though, like I agree with what you're saying. I think that's like it's almost a niche that are doing that. Do you know what I mean? Like I think that's people that have been doing it for a long time, like us lot, that
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, yeah,
starting
yeah.
to look elsewhere. It's like, oh, like I mean, I've been aware that New Balance have done amazing stuff for years and years and years, but I've never really delved into it, and I still haven't. But I know a lot of people that have. But the thing is, like those early dunks, the ones that dropped in January, they was available on ASOS. Like
Um,
that was an entry for everyone.
exactly.
Like, and those
Exactly.
people are stuck with it. Like they're gonna all the dunks.
I think we talk about it sometimes where we're like, oh, it's the new influencer shoe, the whole
Mm.
Towie shoe. So basically, before it was Jordan ones, then like Air Force ones. Now it's becoming the dunks, and it's the worst ones as well. It's like the ones that are like multicolored, like they're like
Yeah.
like a clown, just look like clown like in a circus, man. But uh, but
Wow.
anywho, um, Dean's bang on. I just think the hype for dunks is just slowly on like the decrease. So
Mm.
I don't know what needs to happen. I won't lie. I am like excited for what this 50 is gonna bring. But just I don't know. It's gonna get jarring pretty much soon. So it'll be good to see how this releases.
Mm.
I'm not excited. I don't get what's exciting about it. To me, I don't see anything exciting about like the when you chuck in even like exclusive access. Ooh, like for a lot of people, like that is just like I can't. You know what? I'm not even. I'm gonna say it. I don't use sneakers anymore. That's crazy, right? I don't.
So
I deleted the app off my phone. I do not use it. And I feel so much better without it.
do you know what it is, D? It's like I think it's because we know one person or like two, three people, whoever, are just entering thousands.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah, that's
like
it. That's
thousands.
it.
Like you're your one
I just
device.
can't. I can't be bothered, bro. Like, do you know what? You get to a point with it. Like, there are certain people like in the same bracket as me that like literally win once every like blue moon, right?
Mm.
And you get to a point with it where like even though you want to have it, like you got to be in it to win it. It gets to a stage where it's like I'm not even in it. I don't feel like I'm in it. So it's like I'm not bothering. Like I deleted the app and I've got no regrets and I have zero intentions of re-downloading it until fucking maybe the Union 4 drops, and then I might pop it, download it again the day before, and then once I lose
Yeah,
and take the L, I'll delete it again. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I
I've
just keep,
just
yeah.
logged on to mine to check what my last win was. It was in November. It was the Moscow Air Max 90s.
Oh wow,
So Air Max. Oh damn.
wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying. Oh, actually, my last win was the Raging Bull 5, which everybody won.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. I think before that though was the Paris Low Air Jordan 1.
Oh
Um,
wow.
don't pair that.
But this is what I mean. Like, this you don't win. People, it's like so hard to win, and then you see like certain people. Um,
With thousands of entries, man. Just one
yeah,
person with thousands of entries. It's just how can you compete with that? Do you know what I mean? Like it's so disheartening. It's like, okay, my one little device, my one entry, and then the next man's got 1,000 entries. You're like, oh,
that's it,
fuck.
man.
It's not the one. Anywho, let's see how this Dunk Off White collab goes, man, in the next couple of weeks or so.
Well, yeah. Is there a release date for it?
I don't think so. It'll be some surprise thing, or
I'm
like
just
we'll
I'm
know.
just intrigued how you can do 50 sneakers at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Yeah, who
50
knows, man.
different sneakers. Like,
Let's see how it goes, man. Right, so moving on, lads, it's that time again, our favorite part of the podcast, and we have HSU question time. This is the part of the podcast where we give you, the listener, a chance to ask about absolutely anything that's going on within the sneaker realm. And this week on HSU Question Time, we got a few questions from you guys. Big shout out to everyone that gets involved each and every week. And the first question comes from our guy at T-Raw 2015. What's the next fad silhouette once the dunk craze dies out? And let's go to Dan. Let's go to you first, man.
It's a tough one, man. I don't know. There's two things that immediately stick out. Like listening to one of the last episodes when you had Ben on Inventive Minds, and you guys were
Yeah.
talking about Kanye in the what was it in the Vandals. It, it could be that. You know what I mean? It could have been a bit of a test the water sort of thing, and see how that goes. But if not, my other fear, it's a big fear. I'm really worried about it. Is that it becomes the Air Max One because the Travis. Like once that hits,
Bro, do you know what? Yeah. Those are the exact same two that I was going to say. You've like nicked them off me. So, yeah, I think the same thing, really. I can't think of anything else, but literally, once that Air Max 1 comes out, the Travis Scott,
It's go wild, man.
Man, I'm
all
not
of
happy about it.
I don't know about you, but that shoe just doesn't even resemble an Air Max 1 for me. It's totally different. Like
it's weird. Like it's what I'll be totally honest. It's grown on me, and it's not even a hype thing. Like just seeing a few more pictures of it, it's definitely grown on me. It's like the pocket knife, I think it was. It's like a similar kind of
yeah,
it was I mean there's an exact colorway of it as well, but it was like similar sort of shape and material and stuff. But yeah, it's like an ACG kind of thing, especially with the lacing. It's it's more like an Air Max 1 like hybrid kind of thing. So it'd be interesting to see like how it's put out by Nike, whether they just say it's an Air Max 1 or if they kind of cross it with something.
I don't know. I just think they should really, if they sort of keep in their words and whatnot. But a lot of people made effort on that Air Max day for the Air Mars, so they need to go back to it somehow or like relate back to it. I don't know. Otherwise, that's just a massive like waste of time for all the all the Air Max Day fans and whatnot.
I reckon it'd be some sort of access to something, but yeah, I want my Air Miles.
For real, man. I mean, I don't know if I would go for it, to be honest. I don't know if I'd go for it. I'd probably go in for yourself, Dan, to be honest. If you wanted it that bad.
Yeah, someone really wants it, you go in for it. But that do you know what? I think this shoes is interesting because I think it's gonna cause a tidal wave, isn't it? Like of AM1s, and they're gonna be coming down like crazy, boy.
And I think that's the thing. Like the last, what was one of the ones he done before the React 270? Like that didn't really cause, I think, the splash that they wanted. But it doesn't have the back catalog. Do you know what I mean? To really delve into where the Air Max 1 does. Like you're gonna get all the people that will buy them and to be like, yeah, before hype.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. So you're gonna get the Air Max 1 purists, and the Air Max 1 collect, like the actual collectors. And you are going to get a mix of the hype lot as well because they want to add it to their previous Travis Scott sneakers that they've got already.
Which is fine.
Yeah, which is fine. And if you're going to see it happen, and it's a matter of how many pairs are actually going to be released. Like you never hear about the release numbers no more. That kind of stuff never comes out anymore. I know that when the Air Force One Travis Scott came out, there was quite a bit of there was a lot of numbers for those sneakers, man. So who knows?
Yeah, I think like even I remember again, I don't know how true obviously a lot of them are, and they're probably like far off. But I remember even with the Jordan 1, the high, I remember seeing or hearing that there was a lot of numbers, and I mean, as much as it pains me, it is the same with the low. It seems pretty much anyone that entered on sneakers got them.
And it was mad. Like, obviously, Super Saturday, Offspring Day.
Yeah, there's a lot.
The amount of people that were there, that's crazy. Like that is actually crazy. So there must be a lot of pairs, surely. Dean, what do you think is going to be the next fad silhouette, man?
Man, I don't even know anymore. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's hard to say, right? Because like I feel like all it takes is one collab, innit? One
Mm.
collab, and
One
you know
picture
what
from a
you're off.
celebrity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're off and running. Like, I think the Air Max One is a good shout. I think that's really gonna pop off. The Jordan 3 might start to pick up some heat now after
Yeah.
the A1 Money Air pair.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to me? What's wrong with you?
His two most favorite.
It's this is it, man. You're coming next, bro.
I know.
It's happening. Like, you
It's my
can't stop
time.
it. You
Get a
can't stop
sneakers
it.
feature.
Literally every time. Now, yeah, this is your time to shine, bro. This is it. This is it.
Do you know what? Like, it is actually coming around full circle because what? AJ Freeze were like becoming big again and retroing like 2011, 2012,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So it's
10
like
years ago.
flipping out, man. It makes me feel old. Um, yeah, 10 years, man. It's gonna come round again, and it always does, doesn't it? So
Mm.
okay, next question is from at Steed 1836. And he says, what is the best Jordan that's slept on? Let's try and keep it between 1 and 14, lads. Just because. Like, let's keep it between 1 and 14. I think what I'll do is I'll go first so that you guys can gather your thoughts. But I actually think that the Air Jordan 7 is massively slept on, man. And there's a few collaborations that haven't quite hit the way it should. But in a sense, like for the people who actually do collect sevens, like it's probably good for them because like there's not much hype and you could easily buy that shoe. But I mean, if you look at colorways like the Raptor sevens or the Bordeaux's, they're like obviously the go-to colorways. I mean, though that colorway, that silhouette, like the silhouette is dope. I think if you're a basketball player, if like street ball player, I think you got a lot of appreciation for this shoe. And then I don't know if you're just a lifestyle kind of sneaker collector, I think it won't appeal to you that much. I think if you do follow the NBA a lot, then you'll know the history behind the seven. Um, the collaboration that have come out on it. So, say for example, the Patters. I don't know if that really hit, man. It was just that midsole looks so weird to me. Um, but for me personally, I really, really like the seven. I think that's massively slept on, but I don't mind it being slept on because it means that I can get more
Mm.
pairs of retro colorways that if they do retro, then I can probably get them more easily than the other silhouettes that have released. Um, Dean, let's go to you, man. Best Jordan 7 that's slept on.
I mean, Jordan 7. I mean, that's hard, man.
No. The question. Best Jordan that slept on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, Mo.
Yeah,
Okay, I
Dean's
heard.
thinking of sevens.
Now Mo literally said best Jordan 7 that
Yeah,
slept on. Yeah,
said.
yeah, yeah, okay. All right, cool. All
Yeah.
right. Uh, well, you had me googling like Jordan 7s, looking at the colorways there. Let's see. Do you know what? I feel like a lot of Jordan heads are gonna be like, "Oh, there's so many of these pairs that I slept on," but I can't think of any that I really like that I think I slept on. Man, I think they're like, to be honest with you, you wouldn't say 11s are. They're quite popular, especially back in the day. They were that big, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I used to think fives were slept on before Virgil. Um,
Mm,
I did
yeah.
think fives were slept on, and then Virgil came, and now they're a little bit more. People
Mm.
want a little bit more, but you know what? Saying that, the resale market for them is still not like ridiculous. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you can still get a pair if you want it. So I'd say
Yeah.
fives. I think, man, because I think fives are like one of the
They
best
slept on.
J's. Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
best J's ever, and I get it. Like the tongue is big, and it can be hard to rock it. Like it's quite clunky around the ankle, but there's something so special about that design, and yeah, it had been slept on for a long time, and it's I think the black metallic is one of the best pairs ever to release. So you know, I think I'll go with that.
Yeah, super fair, man. I actually took my metallic fives out today, and I think they've seen better days, man. It was starting to crumble, man. Like I could see the outsole separating from the midsole, like, and I was just like a little bit upset, man. So I might have to try and get them like repaired or something or repainted. I don't know. Dan, best Jordan that slept on, man.
I mean, if it weren't weren't for the recent release, I would have said freeze. But in a minute, obviously they're kind of like the highlight of a lot of people. Everyone's saying that dreaded term sneaker of the year and all that business. But I'd probably, it sounds a bit wild. I'd probably say Jordan 12s because there's some great colorways. Like obviously they are proper. That's kind of getting the later you kind of go, especially if we're looking to stay under 14. The later you go, obviously they become more of a ball sort of shoe, right? And I think as well, it depends on where you are in the world. Because I'm saying that now for the 12s, but if you're in the States, then they probably sell out straight away. Like over here, they don't get any love at all. But there's some good colorways, like the Flu Games. You got the Taxis. Obviously, they had the collaborations, like the OVO ones. When was that? I can't even remember when that was. A while ago, and it didn't like they sold out. And I'm sure they had a bit of resale, but they didn't really land. Does that make sense? Like it didn't really kind of break any new barriers. Like what Dean was saying about the 5. Like Virgil does a 5, and all of a sudden, cool. The older ones are starting to sell on eBay, and people have got more interest. But it never really happened with the 12s, like with the OVO kind of the collaboration. But yeah, I think that's the one I'd probably go for. If we're looking to stick with it.
100% though. They are very slept on, but I kind of like it that they slept on as well. The other week, I think I only showed Dean and Ash, but I picked up a pair of Flu Games the other day, and oh man, they're just beautiful, man.
And they're normally good quality.
They're so good, man. They're actually really good quality, and I haven't even posted them up or anything. I think it's been about 2 months since I've had them. I need to get them on feet and get a snap of those because those are just so iconic. The whole story, colorway. I couldn't afford them when I was a kid. Like all my teammates on my basketball team had them. One person who's like got massive appreciation for the 12s is Craig. And like his collection of 12s is ridiculous. Like if you ever to see his collection of 12s, nuts, absolutely nuts. And yeah, I'd agree, man. I'd agree that those 12s, any 12 to be honest, like massively slept on. But let's keep it that way so that
I said that about freeze and it didn't work.
Our next question, guys, comes from ST11 Sneakers. Union's release, thumbs up emoji or poo emoji. Dan, let's go to you, man.
Bro, that I don't know how the company go from the best hype release of the year from last year to probably the worst. Like this is like a trophy room drop. This is pointless. Like what did I feel that forming for?
It is weird. Like I actually don't mind the colorways themselves. They're nowhere near as good as the first two. I think they're a bit weird, but the reason behind this release and like the way it's on the anniversary, but it feels so strange. Like it's an odd.
I love the is it the Torp Hayes one, the Union. Of course, it's the Union exclusive one, the one that's going to be impossible to get hold of. But that's the one I really like. Like, of course, it's always going to be the way. But that release method, if that's what we're going to go into, is abysmal. Like that was awful.
You might as well just start looking on StockX or like resale.
Well, that's what I said today. I was like, I'm just binning it off. I'll just save my money and just whatever.
Out of the two, what's your preference? The Taupe Haze or the Desert Moss?
The Taupe Haze. Yeah, the Desert Moss has grown. Like the thing is, and like I've said this to I think I've said it to both of you lot and Ash as well, and a few other people that I speak to on a regular. I didn't really like the initial drop. Like
Yeah,
the black pair did nothing for me. The guava pair were nice. I like the
yeah,
colorway and I liked the blocking, but it I don't know, like it was the nicer out of the two, but I wasn't bothered that I didn't have it.
We,
Um,
I think
but
the off noir is an unbelievable shoe, man. You know, when you get it in hand, like everyone that's like got it, or
mm,
like it changes their perception, even if they're perhaps like you, Dan, who didn't like it, it makes them like rate it a little bit more. Um,
mm,
I think it's so good, man. The materials are so good, like the colorway, it just it comes together. I do like the guava as well, though. Um,
so
it
I
works. It
had
works.
the noir pair in hand, and it didn't do anything for me. It did not.
really,
Yeah,
wow,
I like that one. I've not changed my mind. The guava pair I've warmed up to massively. And I kind of yeah, I like not disappointed that I don't have it. Like I said, I'm not mad that I don't have it. But if I had a choice, that's
yeah.
the pair
Yeah.
I'd go for. The black noir pair, it didn't do anything. But this time around, I said yeah, the taupe haze, that kind of blocking for me,
Mm.
I really like it. Is it Desert Moss? That one's okay. Like I'll try, but I won't go mad.
For real, man. Dean, how about you? Thumbs up emoji or poo emoji?
Yeah. I like I like both colorways. Yeah, I think the Torpeys is much better, but I do think both on foot will look good. But yeah, I just think the release itself is a bit confusing. Like they did the fours, now it's the anniversary thing. Like, why would you do fours again, right?
Mm. Yeah,
Like, it just feels like these are just two of the samples they didn't choose, and they're just gonna put them out now. Um,
yeah, yeah. Usually the case.
Well, there
yeah.
was
So
rumored that they was going to do another Jordan. Well, I think there was going to do a free. Did I read? I'm sure there was a rumor of that, but
yeah, there was something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I think there's been like too many free collabs.
yeah, in
Probably
short
why
time.
they didn't go that route. So if we think of freeze, we think of frags, you think of Emma Manier, you think of what else is there?
I don't think anything else collab wise, but there's been a lot of releases. Like you had the Cool Greys and the Navies at the beginning of the year, and there's a lot coming up. Yeah,
Fair. Yeah, no. For me, I'm gonna go with. I mean, I like them. I like them. Out of the two, um, I actually like the Desert Moss just because of the whole. It kind of looks like the Lakers sort of colorway, and obviously anything gold and purple, like that's me. And I don't know when I see it, I kind of like I want to do what Dean done on his off noir pair, where you like unstitch the tongue, because I
mm.
actually haven't done that on my off noir pair yet. So I think I wouldn't mind doing it on this golden purple pair. So I mean the way it was released as okay, cool. You know, they put out information, they made you join the mailing list, they sent you an email. I just think it was just
But
overutilized, I suppose. Like the millions of people, like thousands of people in states who are trying to get onto that site. I don't know, it just made it perform crap, isn't it?
the
Isn't it?
the thing is, like you just said, like oh, they made you join the mailing list. Like I remember watching the video whenever they sent it out. Was it a couple of weeks ago? And that was a cool video. Like it was a cool campaign, but
Yeah.
really, I didn't have to join the mailing list because I got sent a link by like three different people,
One of
and it
them was
was
me.
yeah, one of them was yeah, exactly, and it was just like it's just a random raffle. It was just a timed raffle. Like I thought because last year they what did they do? They made you answer a question, weren't it, to get into the site, and then the site kind
Yeah,
of before a certain time took you somewhere else. Like it was quite clever. So I thought, oh, okay, you're gonna have to watch the video, and then there'll probably be one of the questions about the video. I was like, that makes sense. And then
yeah.
this, I was like, oh, all right, that doesn't really. I mean, as I said, I'm going to check now, but I'm pretty sure my card is still trying to validate the entry.
No, mine is still
yeah,
spinning.
mine's still
Yeah, it's still
going,
going,
man.
validating submissions, still going.
Shambles, man.
I
Boy,
done
Absolute
that at
shambles.
6 this morning.
Yeah, yeah. I think I started when Craig sent it at like 1 a.m. So that's still going now. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. We need to I'm sure, obviously, once it comes out, I think we're gonna want it more. So let's see how it is. As it stands for me, it's a thumbs up emoji. I'll take either color, whichever I can get my hands on. Is it the Desert Moss that's coming on sneakers app then, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, like I said, the shoes this time around are really nice, but the release
Yeah.
method's weak. But yeah, Desert Moss, I think, is the worldwide one. So like you'll be able to
Yeah.
get it in sneakers and
Dean,
that Offspring Foot Patrol.
I think Dean, that would look sick on you. I think you'd rock that really nicely, and I don't know what kind of.
You're too kind, man. You know what? I try, but we'll see,
Those
man.
natural tones.
I ain't getting none of those. I ain't getting none of them pairs, bro. It's not gonna happen, is it?
I thought you were gonna download sneakers again for it.
Nah, I'll download and I'll take my L followed by the email L, and then that's it.
Moving on to our next question, guys. We've got a question from @Conrad_Tony.
Tony.
If you could swap any colorway onto any shoe, what would it be? Dean, let's go with you first.
It's a good question. Any colorway?
Yeah.
Do you know what would be? It's a good one. Like, there's so many different ones. Do you know what would be cool? Yeah. It would be cool to see like the ALD New Balance 550, the green and yellow colorway, that color scheme on like a Jordan 4. I think
Perfect.
yeah. That that would go well good. That would be cool to see something like that.
Yeah, you could see like a fading cage.
Yeah, yeah.
Green and yellow, and then the
boy.
Jumpman faded green
with
and yellow.
it just work. It just works so well.
That's a shout, man. That's
actually really
good. Dan, how about you, man?
It's a really good question. I'm trying to sort of wrap my brain out because I think my immediate is like I want to see some of the you see how like with the dunks you get like the really kind of crazy sort of out there colorways and collaborations. Like I think things like the Paris dunk and stuff, and I think some of them would work really well on things like Air Max ones. Like I'd like to see some of them. And like there's been and the same with some of like the classic Jordan colorways as well. Like you see a couple of them on things like Air Max ones, and they work really well. Some don't, like they don't work like at all. But the one that comes to mind weirdly, because obviously we were just talking about Union, is I saw there was some customizer and they did the Guava and the Black Noir the colorways on Air Max ones, and they work so well.
Yeah.
Like really, really nice. So I think, I'd like to see a lot more crossover from them. But yeah, just any colorway on an Air Max one, whatever, in it. It's easy. But
love these Air Max ones.
but yeah, definitely some of the crazy dunk colorways would be cool.
I actually think a Paris on an Air Max 1 would look sick. That would look actually sick. Great shout there. I think I'm gonna go with the Bordeaux colorway that's actually on a 7. And if they put it on an Air Jordan 13, I think that would look so good. Only because I don't know, like literally there's so many panels and like a lot on the midsole because it's like kind of separated midsoles. You could put so much of like the accent color palette onto Air Jordan 13 and make keep the hologram the same. The midsole you can make it have that sort of maroon pattern. The actual like Jumpman can be in that mustard that they've got on the Bordeaux Jordan. Yeah, there's so much to work with. And actually, I've just seen that there's a Bordeaux 6 coming out. And I don't know if you I've just seen that just now.
Hell. That's gonna cause a commotion, man.
That's nuts. So it's actually a Jordan 6 with all of the Bordeaux colorway onto that shoe, like literally transferred. And I'm just looking at it now. It actually looks fire. Damn. It's one of those things. It's one of those things like, oh damn, I wish I'd done that. Yeah, so for me, it would be a Bordeaux colorway transported, like migrated onto a Air Jordan 13. All dope questions, guys. Really appreciate them all. Don't forget to get involved in the HSU question time. We usually do HSU question time a day or two before we're about to record the pod. So if you can get involved on the stories, please get involved and get your questions in. On to the next part of Half Size Up, guys, and we have Cop of the Week. In this segment, we discuss what sneakers we copped or wanted to cop this week. And this week, we will start with Dean.
Yeah, so I haven't actually copped anything. So, you know, letting us down as always with this segment. Uh I have got my eye on a couple of things, so we'll see. I'm not gonna let anything on just yet, but we'll see if I can get those together. But hopefully I'll have a couple pairs to talk about next week.
You did cop two things, but not cop, like they got given to you, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's actually I might as well talk about it now. Yeah, so a few weeks ago Offspring messaged me and they were like, oh, they're putting together, they were basically working on a collab with Reebok, and they asked me if I wanted to like, get involved in the photography. And I was like, yeah, sure, sounds like a cool opportunity. Um, got to shoot at Streatham Ice Rink. It was interesting. I took a nasty buckle though, almost broke my arm. Boy,
No way.
we were walking on the ice in it, so yeah.
No way.
You know what? It was an interesting one. Like it was a nice experience, but like I had wished that we got to just wear what we wanted to wear, because you go there thinking it's for like it's a shoot for shoes, and
Yeah.
yeah, so like we had to wear some attire that I didn't feel particularly comfortable in the attire. So when you're wearing stuff that you don't feel great in, and you got you're taking photographs in it, um, it makes it interesting. But the shoes themselves are great. Offspring have worked with Reebok to do these workouts. They've got an icy sole. It's two colorways. There's an off white and a gray, and they're suede. The quality is like really really good. They'll be retailing at £90 as well, so nothing too crazy price wise. But yeah, I was gifted those. Well, I wore the pairs on the shoot, so I kept them. Yeah, and they're really nice shoes. If you're a fan of Reebok workouts, and something like you grew up around, which all of us did when we were young, that's where you
Yeah.
saw, like I used to see a lot of the older guys at school and the older kids, my cousins as well, wearing Reebok workouts, and
Mm.
it's influential shoes. So it was fun to work on the campaign. It was an interesting, concept. I think they had the concept with the icy sole and the ice rink, and those pictures have come out really good. There are some really, really like great shots of the on feet, all done by Mark at 1985. So it was a good day. It was a lot of fun. It's a learning experience as well on my side, and like seeing what it's like to get be behind the camera in that way. Like people take putting makeup on you, and your eyes are burning from makeup and shit. Like like
Legit.
yeah, it was different, but it was good, great experience. I'm very thankful to Offspring for the opportunity to get involved in that. I just wish that we got to keep wear what we wanted to wear. I think it would have been a little bit more comfortable doing it that way. But it was a great experience, and yeah, I got two free pairs of shoes out of it, and they're great pairs, man. They really are. I think a lot of people are gonna like them. The grey pair is low key, very very fire. It's got like a beige tongue, like kind of off white looking tongue, and I can
Yeah.
imagine that looking really really good on people's feet. So yeah.
Fire, man. Fire pair. And great opportunity. Like, well done for getting that in, man.
Oh,
So
it's one of those things where I think just because of the way of like sort of trousers and things I wear, they
yeah,
saw me as they wanted to,
candidate. A good
yeah, like
candidate.
I can't someone one of like however like 6 7 people to perhaps get a different style of shot. And I think when I'll post like my on feet and stuff like that. They got that with perhaps the shots they wanted from me, with the cutted trousers and the way I was wearing them, etc. So I think it's like, a, a little bit of a variety of shots in there from them. But yeah, very grateful for the opportunity. It was a lot of fun, and it's just one of those things. Nothing crazy. Just picture in the end at the end of the day. So some people already in my DMs giving me giving me hell. But it is what it is. It's constant. Some people I don't hear from them until something like this, and then they come. So shout out Jay Innes, always always
He's
coming,
in your DMs, yeah.
always in my DMs over some shit like this, bro.
Nah, shout out. Wicked job, man. Wicked job. And I've seen the pictures just now. Like, I was just looking at the Offspring post. So you've done a dope job, man. So big shout out for repping
you know,
HSU for that
yeah,
as well.
repping HSU, baby. Yes,
Oh,
man.
oh.
Always.
So lads, for me this week, I know last week I mentioned that I picked up some Adidas Harden Volume 5 Future Natural sneakers, which is a collaboration with an comic artist in Philippines called Quicks. So he's done a collaboration with these James Harden Volume 5s. I picked them up. So I've actually got them in hand now. I picked them up from Stratford Westfield. Shout out to one of the boys for sorting me out a 35% discount codes. I managed to get them for about £75 all in. They do retail at £120. Now that I've got them in hand, super dope. I can't wait to like play ball in them, to be honest, because obviously it's a basketball sneaker. Um, it's it's quite wide fitting, which is perfect for my foot. Obviously, when your feet get hot, they expand. With this shoe, it kind of just there's so much room, towards the toe box, and I think they tried to emulate James Harden's foot because he's got a super wide foot. So yeah, I picked them up in a UK 8.5 so that I can give myself enough room for when my foot does expand, and also wearing like a thick sock as well for when I'm playing ball. So so any ballers out there, street ballers, like indoor game ballers, like if you're about, let me know. I want to get these on. I really want to see how they feel on foot. So yeah, super happy to get them in hand. Technically, no cops this week. I just picked them up from purchasing them last week, if that makes sense. Um, one other pickup, actually, one other cop this week actually is not actually a sneakers cop, but tomorrow, me and the missus pick up our new car that we bought over at the weekend. Just a little subtle flex there. But yeah, we're picking up our new car tomorrow. Hopefully, all goes to plan. But yeah, let you guys know
The
what that is.
biggest cop of the week there, boy.
That's couple of week, man. But yeah, you guys will see that on Insta at some point. Won't reveal too much, but yeah, you will see a couple on foot shots when we stepping out of the car or something like that. Let's see how it goes. Dan, any cops this week, bro, or anything you got your eye on?
No, actually, what? Funny Dean mentioned that I've got my own that grey pair of Reebok, and I haven't bought a pair of Reeboks for many years, probably since like the late 90s, early 2000s. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of get up there and have a look at them. Definitely. I guess the same as you. It's like something come through yesterday, come through last week. Sorry, but like ordered the week before. It was the chart pair. They did like the second pair of clots that released only in Asia. It was
Yeah,
them. And they're so nice. Like the price on them on StockX was so good. It just like completely fell. So it was like 160 or 170, something like that.
Dan,
So
have these released in UK or Europe yet?
no, it's just Asia. And it had a really weird release as well because
Yeah.
they was meant to drop on what's the app, Juice Store. And they were going to do like the same method as the first pair. Like they were going to do a raffle and then they let you know like the next day. But then there was some issue. I don't know sort of ins and outs of it, but it was like a political issue with sort of suppliers and stuff, and the whole thing just got pulled. and nothing like kind of came of it at all. It could, like, you refresh the app and the whole raffle disappeared. So it's really weird, and it just went quiet for a while. And then they did annoyingly, they did like a first come first serve, but it was at like 4 a.m. or 3 a.m., something like that, at our time. So I just kind of left it. And the StockX price, yeah, it dropped massively to just over retail. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to grab them. And I'd actually say, you know what, they're probably more wearable than the other pair. Color wise, they'll go with a lot more. Like, obviously maybe not so much right now with like sort of socks and shorts and whatever, like when in the hot weather and stuff. But come sort of like later in the year when it sort of cools down a bit, I think they're going to be in rotation quite a lot. Colorway is really nice. I'd say materials, they're slightly better. Which is weird because obviously like they are just an Asia exclusive. They weren't a worldwide release, but maybe that's why, because there's like fewer pairs. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, big pair, really really nice. I'm really pleased that I've actually got them in hand now.
Did they come with a special box as well?
So again, it was weird. Like they did a special box, but it was random to who got them, and the special box isn't on StockX anywhere. So either they either scrapped the idea completely, or people just aren't selling them pairs. So they came in the same black box that the original clock pair came in.
Okay,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
exactly the same packaging, exactly the same, but which is still
And
cool.
does that have a clear toe box as well then?
It does, yeah. So I went half size down in them because the other pair, like, there was just a massive gap. I looked like I was wearing my dad's shoes. Like with the other pair, when I had but like the true to size, it was embarrassing. So I had to get a size swap in them. But yeah, when I bought these, I went half size down. I wouldn't want to risk it. I could potentially go another half size down. There's still like a
Really?
little bit of a gap, but I think it would be
Yeah.
too tight across.
Yeah.
But lengthwise, but then at the same time, like the reason that there is that bit more gap is that, like, you don't want blisters on your foot, because obviously the plastic, um, it's going to hurt your foot. So there's like that little bit of extra space. But yeah, I went half down, and yeah, perfect fit.
Oh, so it actually fits nice, yeah?
The half size down does, yeah. Like I said, there's still a little bit of a gap, but
Yeah,
it's
you're
not
never not
as
gonna have that, are you?
nah, that's it, and it's
Yeah.
not as bad as it was. Like I said, the true to size when you're on your foot, because obviously like the kind of the weight sort of spreads out slightly, so you fill out the shoe more. But
Yeah,
when
of
you're
course.
sitting down, bro, it's like half a shoe. It was wild.
I've seen that colorway. That colorway, I actually personally prefer that colorway to the first colorway that dropped. Both dope sneakers though.
Yeah,
Like really
massively.
cool, man. Really cool. Like I'm glad you got that, man, because that's the kind of sneaker that I'd expect you to have and own, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like the when obviously like the release got pulled, I was like, well, the price is like, it was like £600-700. Like, I'm not paying it for that. Like, it's one that I want, but I'm not gonna go mad for it. And then they said like they did that first come first serve, and the price has just dropped out massively. It's like just over retail. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it, because the price will only go up over time.
Dope, man. All dope pickups, lads. Up next, lads, and we have Sneaker Peeve of the Week. In this part of the podcast, we have a slight rant about our biggest sneaker peeves. So basically, we get to go in on something we've seen on social media or anything elsewhere. And this week's sneaker peeve of the week comes from myself, Merkle Monan. And it's not a massive peeve, to be honest, but it's a more like, what the hell, what are you doing kind of thing. So this week's sneaker peeve of the week is with regards to Nike's Sneaker Pass. I don't know if you guys ever have experienced Sneaker Pass or whatnot. If you're close enough to obtain a Sneaker Pass or whatnot, but basically, Nike Sneaker Pass is basically a golden ticket to pick up from your local Nike store, which is usually the flagship store and is usually based around Nike Town, London, so NTL. In recent weeks, we have seen the Air Jordan 1 tie-dye, Dunk Low Pulse, Mocha 1s, Court Purple 2.0s, Met Gold, Racer Blues, What the Fives. And I don't know about you guys, lads, but there's just all of a sudden been an abundance of like these shoes that I've just mentioned, just restock all of a sudden. Like, so meanwhile, I don't know, like we've all tried to get one of these shoes, one or the other. We've tried to get these shoes. And these shoes came out, let's say 5, 6, 7, 8 months ago. Some of them came out like, last year, and all of a sudden there's a massive sneaker pass restock of all these sneakers. So obviously when they did come out initially, like we woke up early, we tried to use 2, 3, 4 devices to get this shoe. All of a sudden, sneaker passes come out, and I don't know, depending where you are, in the UK or wherever you are in the world, if you're outside of London, you can't reserve a shoe to go pick up at NTL. If you're inside London, you've got to be super quick. And a lot of people they're like, oh, when does the button change? What time is the button going to change? Is it normally drops at 8 o'clock. Then it'll be 8:04. Then somebody will send out different kinds of info. Oh, it's going to come out at 8:08. Nike, what are you doing? Why are you keeping all this stock? Just put it out at the same time that you release the actual sneaker. Because all you're doing is you're just building this hype. Okay, you're the best at building hype. Yeah, okay. But this just means that all the scooter boys, all the resellers, they're just gonna hang out in
Scooter boys.
You already know, man. Come on, you're just gonna hang out in Bond Street. They're gonna go from Bond Street, JD, and they're gonna take their scooters and go straight to Oxford Circus, and they're just gonna wait outside there. The amount of I don't know how many devices they're gonna have between. It's just gonna cause a massive ruckus. Sooner or later, maybe it has happened or not already, but something unfortunate is gonna happen just because of releasing 3 or 4 of these sneakers at the same, simultaneously at the same time. So yeah, my thing is, that's my sneaker peeve of the week. Literally, why are you holding this stock, man? Just release it at the same time. It's almost like they keep some stock in the warehouse and they're like, okay, yeah, later on in the year, we're going to just do a massive sneaker pass and everyone's going to rush into stores and whatnot. If you are doing these sneaker passes, guys, be super safe out there. We hear a lot of unfortunate stories, but yeah, Nike London, I don't know if they're doing this anywhere else in the world. Do better, man. Just actually release the sneaker at the time of release instead of building this kind of hype culture that just feeds into the hands of resellers. I don't know what you guys think about that.
No, I don't think. Yeah, you're completely right. For me, it's just more that it's a myth. You can't get them.
You can't.
It's just, I've never been successful. It is impossible. The last one I tried for, I didn't try for any of these ones, but the last one I tried for was they did one for the University Blue, and I sat there, I had the phone open, and it hit whatever time it was, 8:30, 9 a.m., whatever, and the button literally in the space of a second, it went black back to grey. How am I meant to press that? It was a myth.
It goes from reserved to fully booked,
instant.
Come on, man.
And also it's not open, right? I know we see, obviously people say it all the time on Instagram, and I get it. We're privileged in a way that obviously where we're in that location to be able to even enter it, right? But
yeah,
there are other places as well, and it's hard. It's where do you kind of draw the line almost? But it is tough because especially when you look at some of these shoes that dropped. I mean, the one that stands out for me are the Mocha ones and the Court Purple 2.0s. They're massive colorways, and there was people that wanted them and didn't get them. Even Ash, he got the Mochas, I think, in the end, but he couldn't get hold of them.
Yeah.
So if he's just outside of that zone, he doesn't even have a chance. But he can see that they've got X amount of pairs. It's tough. It's the same as Adidas confirmed, isn't it? If you're outside of this zone, you're not entering. It's well, that's a bit rubbish.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man. Totally.
Anywho, Nike, do better. Come on, man. Either extend the distance, or just release them at the time of release. Come on, man. Do better. Anyway, moving on, lads, on to the next. And this is the part of the podcast that we would like to call Take my dough or leave it, bro. This is a quick fire round. One of us names a bunch of sneakers. The HSU team will have to say whether it's take my dough or leave it, bro. Simple game. And this week it's Dean's turn to set the tone. So, Dean, let's go.
All right, so I got some interesting pairs this week. The first one I'm gonna go to though is actually three different pairs, not even just two. So, but you guys, you don't need to see a pic. You'll know what I'm talking about. So it's a New Balance 550. They're coming out with a purple colorway, coming out with a green colorway, and there's also a navy colorway, which I didn't see initially, but I have spotted that since. So these are the GR versions, obviously. Um, what do you think, Dan? What do you think of these? Like,
You know what? Like I said it earlier, like I've got one pair of New Balance, which is awful because they are an amazing brand. Like the quality, the comfort,
yeah,
everything out there is almost perfect sometimes, right? It's what we ask for from Nike and Adidas, like better QC and all of that. And this pair, like I've seen a lot of people posting the 550s and stuff over time, and I really like them. Yeah, really, really nice, and I really like purple. So this purple pair is actually, I'm looking at it now, and I'm tempted now, and it's annoying because I don't want to be tempted, but but I now am tempted. It's really, really clean. It's just, yeah, it's just to the point. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just a nice shoe.
Is that a take my dough or leave it, bro, for you?
Yeah, take my dough.
Gee, one batch is turning, boy.
it's fair, man. It's fair. It's fair. What about you, Mo? What are you saying on these?
Obviously you already know I'm like a big fan of the 550, man. Do you know what?
Yeah,
Aim Leon Dore collab or not, for me, this sort of pine green, forest green,
Yeah,
uh, 550 for me is freaking fire, man. That is a straight take my dough. I love what they've done with the toe cap, the suede toe cap. That is fire, man. If they actually implemented that onto the Aim Leon door, whew, that's fire as well. Yeah, so out of the three, if it was gonna be the navy, purple, or green, 100% will be this sort of forest green for me. And if they come out, guys, please just spam my DMs, man, because I need this pair, man. This is
real
so
nice.
nice. It's really, really nice. And I don't know. I think I do need a bit more green in my rotation. So this will be a perfect addition, man.
yeah. I think a lot of people are gonna really want these. Uh, Me personally, because I've got the kind of like the ALD greenish one. I'm not gonna go for it. But if I didn't have that pair, I would 100% be going for this
Yeah,
green one. 100%. Yeah, it's dope. I think for me, it's a leave it just because of that. But yeah, it, everyone's gonna want them, and I think they're gonna be really, really nice on foot as well. Sometimes you know,
The-
when the shoe's that good, it don't need to be a collab. You know,
yeah.
um,
yeah.
yeah. So I think it's gonna
It's just a
shine
nice
through.
pair, man.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Whew.
All right. Before I say this, how do you guys pronounce this guy's name?
It showed. It
Ish
showed where.
Ishod Ware. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's what
All
I'd
right.
probably say.
All right, cool. So second pair here, and I'm sorry to any like SB heads or whatever. Like if I butcher this guy's name, I'm very, very sorry. The Ishod the Ishod Wear Magnus Walker Nike SB Dunk High. And I'm gonna kick this one to you, Dan, since you're more of an SB guy.
Yeah, nah, leave it. Um, I, I just don't. I don't know. It's nice, and I kind of get it. I think it's after a Porsche, right? Um, like I'm not a massive car head, like not a massive petrol head at all. So for me, like the kind of relevance to it is completely lost. But like there's little tidbits that I quite like. I like the SB on the midsole with that little kind of scrape over it. That's quite cool. Um,
Mm.
yeah, there's just something about it. It's nah, it's not really doing it for me. To be honest, like obviously we spoke about dunks earlier, and I've kind of SB. There was a point where it got so hard to get hold of a pair that I just stopped because it was just like this is almost pointless. Like I'm wasting time, and I haven't really jumped back onto it. And this has been the first pair that I've really paid much attention to outside of the Hawaii pair that dropped.
Oh yeah.
And I liked it. Like I liked it. It's a bit it's a good concept. It's a bit wild. It's out there, but it's just I'd leave it for me. It's not really for me.
Yeah, I hear that, man. What are you saying, Mo? What do you think?
Um, do you know what? So this shoe, in general, as you guys already know, man, I'm not a massive SB guy at all, whether it is high or low in any count.
Yeah.
Um, I do like the exposed tongue and sort of like the heel collar as well. I like that sort of. It's like it's like cracked leather throughout the whole upper, isn't it? That's
Yeah.
wicked. I think a lace swap would benefit from this. So if it was just pure white, maybe
Yeah.
laces. Not really like what I don't really like the blue lace. I mean, there's not too much blue in it, not enough for me to be like, that's whack. Like personally, but there are some really nice parts of it. So obviously, yeah, that midsole scratch that's on the lateral, which is cool. Just for me, like personally, it would be a straight up leave it, bro, for me. Yeah, it doesn't resonate with me. I've got to be attached to the sneaker aesthetically as well. Great story and great sort of theme to go off the Porsche 911. But yeah,
Yeah.
just for me, it just doesn't resonate, man. So leave it, bro.
Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I think I'm the same as you guys, to be honest with you. I'm always like, you always appreciate, a design when people have put work into it, and it means something to someone, right? So, I don't like to be too harsh when I can see that a lot of effort's gone in, but yeah, it's just a little bit too crazy for me. So it's a leave it as well. Okay, this next one I'm interested to see what you guys think because I don't like this pair at all. This is the Nike Sakai Vapor Waffle in the beige and white, and this is another one of the nylon iterations of this. And yeah, Mo, you start. You start on this one.
Do you know what? Yeah, so I'm looking at these pictures. We're currently on sneakernews.com. Looking at this guy's on foot. The background smashed it because it really goes with the theme of the sneaker. I think they're calling this the sail nylon or something like that, right? Do you know what? This is gonna surprise you. It's kind of growing on me a little. It's growing on me a little bit. I didn't get a chance to cop the white nylon in the Sakai waffle. This could be a cop if it was for retail. I'm gonna say for retail, strictly for retail. I wouldn't go out of my way and sort of pay resale for these. It's a clean colorway. It's a great sneaker for summer. I mean, the white and the sail works with the gum bottom. That usually is a great color combo. I'd say take my dough for retail, but anything other than that is it's a leave it, bro. So I don't know. I'm like in the middle. I don't know.
What are you saying, Dan?
I should leave it.
Yeah,
I no, I just don't like this shoe at
I
all.
can't get. I can't get with it with the way the nylon
The
looks. Like it
nylon
looks
folds.
so cheap, and like
Yeah,
it just makes the
Yeah,
shoe shape like I don't
it's
know.
different.
Yeah.
Different. Like I got the what was the first colorway called? The white and it had like the red and blue. It's like the Cortez kind of
Oh
colorway.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
had them, and
They were
I got
mesh at
like
least though, weren't they?
yeah, and the thing is, I got them home. I took them out of the box, and like I've not loved the Sakai collaborations. Like I appreciate some of the colorways, like the ones you got, Dean, the purple
Yeah,
and green and yellow ones. That one's like the
yeah.
best one, but I got them out of the box, tried them on, and bro, my size, they're just too big.
yeah.
They're like clown shoes. They're
Your
massive.
size, yeah, in your size, it's mad big for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
get it.
and yeah, like Dean said, the nylon on this it just folds as soon as you take one step in it. You've just got a massive crease. And I get it, like you wear shoes, you crease and whatever, it's fine. But like, there's no longevity in it. And the thing is, as
Yeah.
well, I could just imagine them get wet, then that water ain't coming out, and nylo's just going to absorb it. It's a no. Leave it.
I hear. No,
Yeah,
I totally hear you guys, man. It's mad.
I just think it's like the colorway. I get it more. Like the colorway is nice, but if that was in a normal like mesh style, yeah,
Mm,
absolutely. But
Yeah,
with
yeah,
this nylon, it's gonna crease up really quick. It's gonna look like the shape's gonna get all funky because of that. I don't know. For me, it's an easy leave it, but they will be very, very popular. I think that's
yeah,
another
mm,
thing with these nylon. The
yeah,
stock is so high, you see them everywhere.
it's cheaper to
Which is
build, right?
yeah, it is cheaper to
yeah.
build.
It is.
Apparently, like the first Sakai, like the mesh and all that, they were really hard to construct, and I think
Mm.
that's probably
Yeah,
why they're moving away from it a little bit.
I
Okay,
imagine like mesh is super delicate as well.
yeah,
So
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw like that shoe is so fragile, isn't it? I mean, like
yeah,
you look
one
like
cut.
boy, yeah, like you could really mess that shoe up easily, man. All it takes is one step from someone, and that's it. Say good night, you know. So
Yeah.
okay. This one I'm interested to hear what you guys got to say on this boy because do you know what? This has been generating a lot of news coverage. Like this has like made a lot of news. So like to the everyday man, this is quite an important collaboration, right? So what do you guys think? Dan, what do you think of the Adidas Superstar cross collaboration with with Lego?
So obviously, like I saw the link, and I opened it, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, where's the shoe? I was like, oh, okay, this is it. Um, this is cool. I like it. I really like it. I know like there's a whole kind of scene for Lego, which is almost similar to sneakers in a
Yeah,
way, right? Like in terms
yeah,
of people buy it to flip it, and there's all of that stuff, and people queue overnight and stuff for it, and obviously there's that store in Leicester Square, right? Yeah, I'd probably go for this.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd take my dough, definitely. It's cool. It's a little trinket kind of thing. I don't even know if I'd be doing kind of Lego heads any justice by actually putting it together and displaying it. I don't know. Maybe people keep it in the box. I don't know, but it looks really well done, and I like that they
yeah,
come with
yeah.
lace as well. I wish it was a swoosh, but it's not, so it's fine. But even the box for it looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah, I mean, you see the customizations as well you can do and
Mm.
like the things that you can do with it. Yeah, it's interesting. What do you think, Mo? What do you think? What are your thoughts on this?
So when I saw this, I've only ever seen this today when
Yeah,
you actually sent it to me. So I was kind of surprised, to be honest.
yeah,
Um, but do you know what? It really works. Like
yeah,
I
Mm.
think it's really cool. Like it's freaking cool. So basically, I remember Dean, you were telling me that you worked on like the Friends campaign,
yeah,
super like the NES when they came out with a
yeah,
Lego NES campaign as well. Like I love that they're doing these collaborations with like
yeah,
sneaker brands. That's fucking cool, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
For me, I'd like to cop.
yeah,
I can see that it's like £90 or $90 apparently or something like that. I
yeah.
would really, really like to cop, and if I did cop, if one of the boys could set me up with a voucher code again, then yeah, 100%.
You know what? I honestly think with it, like with the way it is with Lego, you just wait and they all hit sale because they've got so much of it, right?
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Eventually they hit
Oh,
sale, and yeah, yeah. This is such a cool product, man. Like they've done a really good job with this, haven't they?
It's
I
really
think
cool.
it is really cool. I think yeah, it's long overdue. I think it's been needed for a while,
yeah.
and I think a lot of people
Oh,
are
true.
really going to enjoy putting this together and showcasing this and customizing it after the fact. It's anything like that kind of gives that creativity like that is always good. So yeah, for me, it's a take my dough, and I think it's a really really cool
Is,
campaign by Adidas.
So
is this is it just one shoe or is it a pair?
I believe it is
that's
a
a good
pair.
question, actually.
Let
Is
me
it?
have a let me have a look. It might just be one.
So you're saying that I could this is possible that we might actually be able to get this. Like, it's not just going to sell out instantly.
No, no, no. There will definitely be a chance to get this. I think, yeah, there will definitely be a chance to get this.
All right.
Lego usually, um, they they don't care about like that limited sort of thing, like even when they
Yeah.
did like more limited sets like Stranger Things and all this stuff, and even Friends, even the first Friends set hit sale. So
Wow.
like yeah. So like there'll always be a way to cop. It's not,
I like
it's
it,
not.
man.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
a
great.
fan. This is
Yeah, it's a
cool.
very cool thing to see, and hopefully see more of this in the future.
Look,
Okay,
having a quick. I mean, I've not read this article massively, but it looks like it's one shoe,
just one. Yeah, makes sense, I guess, because it would
which is
it'd
cool
be
still.
boring. It would be boring to build the same thing twice anyway, wouldn't it? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're a
Yeah.
7.5, so someone can wear them. Someone's gonna do it.
You're gonna see somebody put a real one on and then put this one on the other foot. Come to
Hundred
Offspring.
percent, 100%. That's gonna happen now.
Allow
Okay,
it.
okay. This last pair, probably the most hype of them all. Yeah. So, boy, Virgil is back with another Nike Air Force One, and this time it is in the University Gold. And you guys, I'm sure, have seen this. It looks like
Mm.
it's very yellow and gold looking. Pretty much like the all blue pair, but just not blue, yellow. Yeah. Um, what do you guys think? I mean, I'll start this off for myself. This is going to be worth like a grand and a half, two, whatever it is,
Mm.
isn't it? Right. So, if there is any chance of us getting it, we're all going for it, aren't we? Like, it's a take my dough purely on the fact that it's gonna have so much value for trading or
Mm.
selling, like, to get some shit you really want. So for that reason, it's a take my dough, but not because of the shoe itself. And that's gonna upset some people, but that's just a cold hard world of sneakers these days. If you're not going for stuff like this, like you're doing yourself a disservice, because it might help you get something you really want down the line. But what do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I think I agree. I very well. I never buy sneakers with that in mind, but obviously, when something is worth X amount, and it's like, well, I like it, but I could have this, and for that amount, it's very likely that it's going to be a pair that you've always wanted. Or, again, dare I say, even like a Grail kind of thing. Um, this not releasing though, is it? I thought this was like a staff only type of deal in
I've
in Boston.
I've been reading that there's a lot of talk about this having a wider
Oh,
release.
really?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not confirmed.
Um,
Like it never is. I mean, we're still waiting for the Canary one, aren't we? I mean,
yeah, exactly. I
yeah.
think, yeah, I think it's definitely I take my dough, obviously, yeah, on the basis of what you said, but also my missus really likes yellow, so she's got her eye on them, and
Yeah.
I don't know if she knows how hard it's going to be, plus I don't know if she'll
Well,
wear them if she know how much they're worth, but um, they're kind of cool. I'm not an Air Force guy, plain and
yeah.
simple, really. So like they do nothing for me in that sense. But they're kind of cool. I feel the same about the blue. They did nothing for me. I wasn't bothered by them. But yeah, they're not that offensive. They're kind of cool.
What do you think, Mo? What are you saying?
Yeah. So for me, I mean, come on, like, let's be realistic about it. It's yellow. Like, it's a yellow sneaker, man. Come on, bro. Like, you really gonna wear a yellow sneaker on road like this?
It's very bright.
Do you know what? Yeah, like, this is the type of shoe, that somebody would flex if they really wanted to flex. But like, this kind of shoe is one of them. Um, it's one of them like UA sneakers where like somebody will just buy loads and loads of pairs with no box and try and flex like, oh yeah, I got a legit pair. But I mean, it's so easy to replicate this shoe. Like, even if you do have this shoe, you probably just look at the person and be like, "No, it's fake, man." Like,
Mm,
but 100%, I agree with Dean. Like, if you're gonna cop this for retail, like, you're gonna let it go, man. Just based on like the amount that it's gonna be worth, man. And that's sad to say. But I mean, let's be realistic, guys. Like, are you gonna actually wear this shoe? Like, you look like a clown. Like, I'm sorry.
It's a loud shoe. Only certain
It's,
people are gonna be able to pull this one off, innit?
yeah,
the thing is as well,
exactly.
like because it's the Air Force, it's going to be big as well. So like it's really like if I think anyone that's going to pull it off is going to be really small footed.
Yeah, you're gonna say like between 7 and 9. It looks good.
Even smaller maybe.
Even smaller, maybe
Maybe.
six. I don't know. I wasn't into the blue pair, like the
Yeah.
MCA blue pair at all. I'm not really an Air Force go-to guy at the same time as well. So it'd be deep for me to just I don't know. If I cop it, it has to be because I've got something in mind that I want more. But I don't know. There's not much. There's not much that I've seen else that's coming in the next 2 months that I've got my eye on massively.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But for me, this is straight up.
It
Leave it,
looks
bro.
quiet, man. I was looking at the Jordan release calendar, and it looks like there's not much heat coming our way, which I'm kind of grateful for, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that today, and it's funny that we're saying obviously about I said, oh, yellow sneaker. Yeah, I really want the Thunder pair though.
Oh yeah, it's true. That's true. That's
And that
true.
is definitely an all yellow sneaker, pretty much with the black hits. But I think it's done probably a bit more tastefully.
Let's see. Let's see how this goes. But I think the only thing I've really got my eye on is them 85 lows, neutral grey. Need that, man. And I don't know what it's gonna be like release wise, what the numbers are like, but for sure I need that pair in my rotation, man.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough cop, you know. Yeah, that's everything. I mean, to be honest with you, like there was a couple more I could have gone on to, but you know, best to save some for next week. And one thing I noticed is that sometimes we go way too early in advance, and I'm looking down the calendar like a few weeks later, and I'm like, oh shit, like we've talked through all the pairs.
I hear you, man. Can't go too forward, then it got to stay within like a 2-3 week.
You're just messing. I'll just be messing up you guys. You got to pick up later. You know? Like, good luck.
So, lads, that actually takes us to the end of the podcast. We're ready to close our episode 20 of Half Size Up. As always, it's been dope chopping it up with you boys. In the meantime, do we have any shout outs or honorable mentions? Dean, let's go to you first.
Yeah, just a shout out to everyone listening, everyone sending the questions. A bigger shout out to Dan for stepping in for Ash this week. Ash, hope you get better soon. But yeah, Dan, you know, always smashing it. It's like you ain't been away for like 3 months or whatever it has been, you know. So thank you so much for doing that. And yeah, shout out to again to Offspring for letting me get involved in a photo shoot with my ugly mug, you know. So that's always a nice thing to be able to do. But yeah, that's me.
Shout out to Dan for jumping in, substituting for the homie Ash Bash while he recovers. Like it just feels natural when Dan's on the podcast. Like I think you'll be hearing from him a lot more frequently if any of us do need to sub in, sub out, and obviously if Dan's available. But yeah, massive shout out to you because you pretty much saved the day at the last quarter. So yeah, big shout out to you, Dan. Appreciate it. And also shout out to Private Label. A couple products have come in this week. So I'll get that over to you and Ash. Dan, I'm actually going to get something sent out to you as well. So make sure I get your deets at the end of this thing. So yeah, just to say thanks, I want to send you out a few couple bits as well, man. So yeah, thank you, man.
Bro.
Yeah, Dan, any shout outs?
Nah, man. You know what? Like, shout out to you guys for having me on again. When Mo dropped me a message and he was like, "Bro, can I when you got a minute, can you just like drop me a message?" I'm like, "What's happened? Like, something's gone wrong." And then to see that sort of message come through, I was like, "Oh, that's kind of nice to come back on." So like, big thank you to you guys, obviously, and yeah, get better soon, Ash. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm posting about on his Insta, and yeah, I don't envy that pain whatsoever.
Tooth pain ain't nothing like that, man.
That's not the one at all, man. Yeah, man. No, just big thank you for both having me back on.
Big love, Dan. Big love. Shout out to the local and global audience that's been tuning in, week out. A big shout out to you. Also, Half Size Up was brought to you by the Pink Miracle Shoe Cleaner, the original shoe cleaner since 1985. Use our code HalfSizeUp15 for 15% off your purchase online. Don't forget, we're a weekly podcast and you can follow us on Instagram at HalfSizeUpPod. You can subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, many more, plus YouTube. We want to say a big, massive thanks from Half Size Up. Don't forget to follow Dan on Instagram at Dan Batch for all his photography, videography, all his creativeness. Go follow him, all the 9. And yeah, we want to say big, massive thanks from HSU. I've been Merkle Moman with my co-host Dean Still.
Have a great week, guys.
and with our honorary 4th member of Half Size Up at Dan Batch.
Take it easy.
And Ash Bash, he's back with us next week. We are outie. Dan, you're a hero, man.
Nah, no worries, bro. Like I said, when I saw that first message, I was like, what's happened? I thought the worst, man.
One of us died or something like.
Like the way you said it was like, bro, yeah, just cool, like contact me when you can. I was like, nah, I'm coming. Like I was at work, I was like, I'm going downstairs now.